Is that better?
Yeah, much better, mate. That's fine. He'll
Oh,
do the job. So I was just going to talk about your last game because I came down to see you at Hereford game.
yeah.
How did you feel it got on there?
Yeah. I think we had moments of like good play and stuff.
Yeah,
I wasn't massively disappointed. I just felt that there was something missing.
yeah,
Obviously, I
Lewis.
mean, yeah, that was pretty big. Yeah, I mean I think that was probably the biggest bit, and like because we had like people in the squad that were like not necessarily used to playing with us, and it was their first time like in a Premiership game and stuff. Like it was a big step up for them. I think they did really well, but yeah, I mean on the whole, I think it's just missing something.
Just a little bit more warming up into the season, maybe still blowing off the cobwebs.
Yeah, exactly that. But it's getting better. I mean, the first game against St Helens, I think we would like even though we had Lewis and stuff, like it still felt like there was something like missing from attack and defence, and it felt a bit like this time, but like a little bit better. So I'm hoping next game against you actually, yeah, fuck, language.
Yeah. Well, it worked out well for you last season, anyway, didn't it? Where did you guys end up? Was it third or fourth?
Third,
Third, yeah. That's not bad for the first time in Super League, is it?
Nah, we're really happy with last year, and that's probably part of it because we've done so well last year. Like expectations are a little bit higher this year.
Victim of your own success.
Yeah, and there's new teams as well, and I think especially because it's like Hereford had just come up this season, we really sort of wanted to make an impression, and it didn't go to plan.
Well, hats off to Hereford. They were a good team. I mean, we played them in the first round. We had a really good game with them as well. By no means, I mean, a lot of them are from the Wales international team, aren't they? The players in Hereford.
Yeah. It's an experienced team. I don't want to take anything away from them because they played really well, and I think they seemed really like quite well drilled, like in attack and defence, especially.
Yeah, I thought they just had really good hands. They're a good close knit team, and they had really good. They really were a lot like the Welsh international team how they play.
Yeah. They're definitely. You could definitely tell they were used to playing with each other. On the most part, it was difficult to defend against a lot of the time, especially because they got over to one wing. Yeah. Oh god, yeah. You can't tackle Higgins. I just have to stop the chair. I just said, or you got to commit to diving over the top of him, and then once you miss the tackle, yeah, you just got to stop his chair. I don't know how else to do it really.
Make sure he falls over. That's what I do.
Yeah, I tried to do that a couple of times, like getting him to ride on the rim bit. Like you showed me, but I think he's got a bit too much mass for me to.
He's got the weight advantage on you, hasn't he?
Yeah, big time. I'll get him next game maybe. There was one time where I felt him start to go up, and I was like just one big turn away, but I think I'd done it too soon. I was a bit too excited about it.
It's all practice. Yeah, so we're talking about your weight disadvantage with Higgins, obviously. You're a single amputee. You've lost your leg. How did you actually lose your leg, James?
That was in a motorbike accident, 2013. In short, I hit a tractor on the motorway and then got hit by a lorry, a car, and a van.
One after the other?
Sorry?
One after the other?
One after the other, yeah. Like just in succession on the motorway. I got CCTV images of the like stills of it.
Okay, yeah, we won't be putting them up.
Yeah, I'll try and get them across.
Were you talking to Sebastian at England camp, last England camps, when he was showing his picture of his leg?
Oh yeah.
He's got the pictures from in the hospital when he just lost it, sort of thing, and I'm like, I couldn't look at that if it was my leg.
Proper grim, isn't it? Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you can. I think you can. I guess it's different when you're in a situation like you've been through the worst of it anyway, so it's just
Yeah,
sort of intriguing.
I suppose like it's completely different and properly playing it down, but it's like nails on a chalkboard. If someone scratches it, it makes you cringe, but if you do it, it's not so bad.
Exactly that. Yeah, that's a good analogy. That. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly that. I think. Yeah, because I'm still quite I'm still quite grossed out by like, other people's photos and stuff. I like thinking about it, but if it's my own, not
A
so
lot of
much.
people have leg anniversaries, leg anniversaries, don't they? And I see them on. Fabian Castillo from Australia does it. He puts his pictures up every year.
Yeah, I've seen quite a few people do that. Yeah. I normally forget I normally forget the dates, to be honest. Like the first couple of years, I kept remembering, and I remembered. My mum had come into my room once and it was like the end of the day and was like, "You all right?" And I was like, "Yeah, well, I'm good." She was like, "How's your day been?" And I was talking to her, and it wasn't until I asked she'd gone to bed. I was like, "That's really weird." And then I realised the date, and then I was like, "Oh, that's why she was being weird." I completely forgot.
That's like it's one of those, you've got better things to look forward to nowadays, don't you? So it's easier to, you've got more important things in the calendar than that to focus on. So when, I suppose as the years go by, it just becomes a little bit more normal, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly that. I think that's. I don't know. I know some people are more like sentimental to thoughts like that and stuff, but not for me. I think it's.
But the
I don't know, just something that happened on that day. It could have been any day, really.
the funny thing I always think of is like somebody who has become disabled, and I might be just talking off a whim, but someone who becomes disabled, I think it's weird that it's like that person's disabled and that's their label now. But it's like, no, James isn't a disabled. Is still AB, but he's just lost a leg. It's like
Yeah.
It's not really different. He's just lost a leg. That's all.
Yeah. Well, it must be. I mean, it's got to be very different to like growing up with a disability and stuff, and like how those experiences must shape you.
Yeah, I mean, we always say for the Harry losing his legs, the best thing ever, because I mean, in school it was thick as pig shit. So if he hadn't lost his legs, he wouldn't have got into what he's doing. But obviously he lost his legs when he was 2. So he's never. I think he only just learned to walk when he lost them. So like, he don't know any different. So it's completely, and for all the family, it's like completely normal.
God, what a time to lose him though. He just learnt to walk.
Yeah, no. I think we've only got like 2 pictures ever of Harry like standing up or something like that from before he lost his legs.
Wow.
I'll have to find them.
Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah, it's got to be very different, like growing up with it and stuff. But I sort of like see it. Mine, don't know, like my life's split in 2 halves. It was like before accident and after accident. Like, I sort of regard myself as 2 different people in a sense. Like not really even to do with the disability, maybe just sort of the experience, or it just feels like I've had 2 different lives up until now.
Yeah, it changes a lot of perspectives, doesn't it, and things like that.
Yeah, massively. It did for me, at least.
What got you started in wheelchair sports? So how did you become aware of wheelchair sports?
Well, I tried basketball for the first time at there's like a yearly amputee event that I go to sometimes, and so I'd gone there. I'd really enjoyed that, but I didn't ever really sort of do anything about it. And then I was like fundraising for a new prosthetic, which has been like ongoing for a couple of years, but it was like in the local newspapers and stuff. And Jason Owen at Gravesend had seen a picture of, it was either him or his missus had seen a picture of me doing handstands. So they were like, I think they just sort of thought I was quite athletic or something. So they contacted me. I'd got an email from them saying, "Would you like to come and try it?" So I came and tried it, and the rest is history. Really, I just loved it.
And that was to get into the basketball or the rugby?
That was into rugby, sorry, yeah. But I'd sort of had an experience in like doing basketball at the amputee thing at Limpower. It's called. So I'd done that, and I realised I really liked it. And I'd sort of searched. I had searched for basketball clubs nearby, but there's like the nearest one I think was like 45-minute-hour drive away. And at the time, like like I wasn't committed to doing it that much to.
Yeah,
To be
you need something more local, don't you, when you're first starting off?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and it was like Gravesend's like 15-minute drive for me, and I much prefer the rugby anyway. Like I've always liked contact sport and stuff, so it's perfect.
It's the same. I mean, we started off with a basketball, and it's like we did, for a long time did basketball and rugby because we thought it's a good sport to sort of keep the extra training and conditioning up, sort of thing, in the off season playing basketball. But after a lot of years now, sort of thing, I've completely stepped away from the basketball now, and I get to do stuff like this.
Yeah. Yeah, it's perfect, really. I'd quite like to. I've not really had a good go at basketball, like properly. I'd quite like to, but I think if there was a team closer or like some way of doing it, I just know that I wouldn't be committed, or I don't feel I'd be committed enough to be driving like a couple of hours a week just to train at something that I don't really know. Like I'd do it now for rugby if I was in that situation. I'd happily do it for wheelchair rugby, but
yeah.
I don't have to commit to two sports doing that.
Well, I actually saw on Facebook, I think Linden has set up like a sports club. They might be doing basketball. I don't know if they are. I think they were doing league and stuff. I think it's more of a junior level thing, but that might be something to look at.
Oh, cool. Where's that? Oh, at Hereford, though.
I mean, no, not Hereford. Was it? It was Linden, so yeah, I bet it is Hereford. Don't listen to me, mate. I'm being stupid.
Yeah, I mean that'd be more than a couple of hours drive.
I mean, the only basketball team I know around your area is in Premier League, the London Titans. They play right in the middle of bloody London.
Yeah, that's who I was talking about. A couple of hours away.
Yeah.
Well, like 45 minutes hour. Good
team as well. Then they're always like third place, second place in Premier League.
Mm.
It's got they got Adi Adepitan.
Okay, yeah, they used to.
Everyone says the guy from the BBC adverts. That's what everyone says. Yeah. He plays for them.
Oh, cool. Freya does. Do you know Freya?
I will do. Yeah, I will do. Not by name until I put a face to it. I wouldn't know.
Okay. You cut off a bit then, but I just got the no at the end. So.
That I come across right obnoxious, don't I? Oh, do you know Freya? No, get away.
Nope.
Right, so we're drifting off anyway, so we're not even talking about rugby anymore. Argonauts, this is your second season in the Super League now. So what was it actually like last season, making the transition from the South Leagues to the Premier?
Yeah, I mean, it was. I think it was more daunting, like the idea about it first, because I'd been playing at Gravesend until last season, but I'd been wanting to play in Premier, which is obviously I had connections with Argonauts too. So then that's why I joined Argonauts. But I mean, I guess we were all on the same page going up from. I mean, it felt a lot more. It feels a lot more like professional, serious. I think people are playing to win a lot more. I mean, I guess you do get that in the development too, but it really feels like, I don't know, you put everything aside on the pitch, you play to win, and then after you talk and a paddy and stuff. I mean, which I like, I like the intensity, and obviously I prefer it to be like friendly and stuff, like to a certain extent. But it's a contact sport, so I think you're always going to get a little bit of like adrenaline.
I think they need it, though. It needs to have especially at the Super League, it needs to be at that point where it's competitive and people are really having to push for it, opposed to, let's just have a friendly and do it all nice. I mean, the games are still friendly, aren't they? It's not as if people are doing their hardest to win. They're going out there to win, but they're not going out there to be vicious or anything like that, are they? It's more.
Yeah, I think that's the line. I think that's spot on there. Like really, like there's certain things that will give like a game advantage and stuff to like I don't know, like just cheeky little moves and stuff. But I think that when it starts to be like vicious and personal, and there's no real like gain to doing it, then it's different. But I mean, mostly teams are pretty good at seeing where that line is.
Yeah.
And there's always going to be things that happen. Like sometimes it's just instinct, you know. When someone gets past, like someone's going past you, just to like try and grab at the nearest bit of. I catch myself doing it and stop, you know, like on a shirt or something like that, or like trying to drag, and it's just instinct straight away because someone's getting the better of you. And
Yeah.
I think you see that in every single sport that you look at. You know, there's just that like frustration and that second of just impulse that you do something.
I did exactly the same thing. It's the only ever sin bin I ever got, and it were against France. I can't remember when. We were playing in Cahors, but Cyril got past us, and it were getting a try, and I was just something clicked in my head, and I was like, he is not getting this try. So I just threw myself around his neck and dragged him to the floor. I don't know what came over me.
Hey, you got Simbin for it?
Yeah, my only ever one.
Oh wow! Oh nice. I don't think I've been Simbins. Yeah.
You don't see a lot of them in our sport, to be fair, do you? I think everyone's quite well behaved. They sort of do as they're told, don't they?
Yeah. Yeah. The only ones that I have seen have been when it's just players arguing against the ref or like.
Yeah.
Just blasting out with something and then getting sent off. I don't think I've seen any. Oh no, maybe actually did that thing with Stuart and Mike?
The Euros.
No, do you remember? Was it the Celtic Cup last year? I think Wales and Scotland.
Oh yeah, we're when it Gary and what's his name? Mellon.
Oh, that's Mellon. Yeah.
Priest and Mellon, yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember if someone got Simbined or not.
I can't remember actually, no.
Exciting, anyway. Exciting.
Yeah. Well, where do you guys train for rugby now then? So if anyone like you're saying, you were trying to find a basketball club but no one's near you. If someone's in your area, where would they come and find your training sessions to join in?
Yeah, that's good show. We train on Saturdays, so tonight, 6 o'clock, 6 till 8 at Fairfield Leisure Centre in Dartford. But I think the best way, I mean, you can either just show up or whatever, but probably best if you like contact. We've got a Facebook page.
Sorry, cat's shouting at me. What? What do you want? What time is it? It's not even food time yet. Fucking cats.
I think it is.
They just clawed his way up the couch, put a load of holes in it, and then shouted at me because he's hungry.
It's cats.
So that's. You guys got you've got two teams as well, haven't you? Because you've got.
Yeah. That's the beauty of it. We've got development team and the Super League team. And yeah, I mean, we bring like players up from the development team, but it's good, you know. And we all train together as well. We sort of split off for a little bit, sort of between two, and then we have a match together. So it's good to help, like, bring everybody up to the same level as quickly as possible, really. And like a really good atmosphere at the club as well.
Yeah, we made a point of that last season when we were talking about our players. We've got our new players kind of thing. What we've been doing all last season was putting on our starting five and getting a lead and then throwing all the kids on together, and they were only playing with each other sort of thing. So because they weren't playing the games and with our starting fives and our better players, they weren't developing last season. Whereas this season we sort of, we'll just swap one in at a time, get one of the young ones in and start playing alongside Wayne and playing alongside me and things like that. And we see they learn a lot more that way.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it went well last week for us. Although we'd lost with Ty, um, he played blindingly, and I think it was because of the absence of Lewis sort of that it got a chance, because we don't really have the same. Uh, I don't know whether it was it because we're not as good of a team yet as you guys, for example. Like we struggle to get that lead in the first place a lot of the time. Like that's hard work. So I think that's what we'd be working towards. You know, when we can get that sort of lead on people, that we can start to experiment with new people on the team and give them a chance where it's not too much pressure as well. Because I think that's hard, especially. I mean, Ty did really well, but in that situation last weekend, he probably felt a lot of pressure because obviously
It's
we're
sort
playing
of
for
thrown in the
winners.
deep end, isn't it? It's a bit of a here you go, sink or swim, kid.
Yeah, really, 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 very much so.
I thought he did great, to be honest. Watching him, his chair defense is brilliant. When you got like say Higgins and people all, and what's the other guy's name? He'll come back to me later. Yeah, but Matt Wallop and stuff. His chair position were brilliant, getting the pick and getting his wheel in front to stop him. Stopped a lot of tries.
Yeah, and I think they were trying to target him for a while, and then sort of stopped. He's very smart with defence. He's like his whole play is really smart, and even when I think what I like most is like in that game, for example, something will happen. You can explain the mistake to him. You know, he doesn't take it too personally. He wants to know what had gone wrong. You can explain it to him, and then that's what he's learned, or very quickly, and he won't be making those same mistakes again. So, he's going to progress quick. I think. I mean, he has done, but I think especially now.
I like that. Yeah. So, who's your next game?
That's next game's against you guys. I can't remember the date. It's the start of May. I'll have it somewhere.
I'd have it on my phone, but I'm using it phone as camera.
Yeah, that's where we are. Yeah, and that's the way. Yeah, we're at Halifax for that.
Are you doing a double header? Are you playing another team as well when you come up, or is it just one game?
No, yeah. No, we'd managed to do it last year, but this year I don't think the fixtures could, for whatever reason, couldn't be arranged or resorted. So we're making however many different trips up this season, but which in a way I think, like last season when we had you on one day and Leeds on the next, we're bollocks by the Sunday because it's their games. To play back to back, you're just like absolutely knackered. So I don't think you get your full potential. But
yeah, plus we took you to the pub after the game.
Yeah, actually, yeah, that bit was that bit was the most important bit. Actually, more knackered from that night. We were more knackered from the night, than a few of us. I won't do names.
Yeah, there's still that newlyweds looking around for people putting up wanted posters of you lot.
I can't believe that happened.
Tell them the story. What happened? Go on.
Yeah, so we were at the pub back with you guys. Had a few drinks, and then we met this like very drunk guy inviting us into a wedding reception. We were saying no first of all, and he was very. Oh mate, if my phone dies, I've not got my charger, by the way.
Don't worry about it, mate.
Yeah, so I'll keep the story short and sweet. Anyway, so he's invited us in. We went in. We didn't realise that this guy was just a friend of one of the bride's friends that he'd like hardly known anyway. We all went in.
The groom or the parents or anything like that.
No, it was just it was probably just a random. He probably had as much authority to invite people in as we did. Invited us into the wedding reception. Yeah, we've got a few drunk people there going and picking out the cheesecake and feeding it to him. John Ashdown, feeding it off to just random people at the reception off this thing. It was really bad, and we didn't know at the time as well. The bride, she isn't funny. The bride had cancer, so it was like sort of like quite a bit of a somber wedding. Like they were getting married to like.
Yeah.
Oh God, it was it was something that Ricky Gervais could have written. Like it was that awkward. I feel like. And the more I look back on it and the more I think about it, the more awkward it gets. Yeah.
I love that story. What's his name? Is it Ash or John or Ash who was doing the cake?
That was singing. That was John.
John, yeah, John is singing outside front. We got that on the videos as well. I fucking love that. It was so funny.
Yeah.
Never laughed so hard.
He's got some cracking songs.
I thought he was just making it up on the spot, me.
It does look like a lot of that. Yeah, I thought that there was one of them about Auntie Mabel's tits in the mangle or something like that. Doesn't even rhyme. I said, well, maybe he does style some of it.
Oh, I've lost it now.
Yeah, BBC were recording this on the way out, weren't they, for their
That's supposed to be on TV soon, isn't it? Isn't it supposed to be on TV soon?
I don't know. I've asked a couple of times. I asked Fred a couple of times and then just gave up. Cause he didn't really seem to know either.
Yeah, we're watching it. We're working on my dad's house over in Hull. And we just had it on TV while we were working, hoping that you guys would turn up on it, but you haven't turned up yet.
Oh. No, I've heard like it might even be over a couple of episodes or something.
Oh, it might be, yeah. They might be break it up into a couple of them, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think some of the footage. You had a GoPro in your chair, didn't you?
Yeah, they put the chest strap thing on, so it was on my chest there. They did that a couple of times. Remember, because Wayne were telling me off, because I were doing things in my chair that were like to make the video look good and stuff like that. And he was like, "You're not defending properly. Stop." They're having a proper go at me for like using the camera and recording, trying to. I was like watching you go past me, and I was doing this. Wayne's like, "Push your chair."
Recording as well, isn't it?
But yeah, so
I think we kick.
We've got us coming up soon, but I'll probably bring it to an end there, mate, because your phone's going to die. I'll let you go find your charger.
I'm on 1%, and this phone, it's just flashing. It's like a cookie from the 60s or something.
That's good. Love it. Yeah. So we've got our game coming up soon. Thanks for having a talk with us, mate. I think this is going to work. I'm going to have a play with it now and see if it all works right. But thanks for talking to us.
Yeah, nice one, mate. Yeah, cool. Yeah, nice to speak to you.
Yeah, I'll see you again soon, yeah?
See you later, mate. Yeah, take care. Probably an away game.
Yeah, catch you in a bit, dude.
Catch you in a bit, man. Take care. Bye.